Last week we spoke to Mark Knowles about some of the best young fellas in the country. This week, Mark Hager, the National Athlete Program Technical Lead for Women's Hockey in Australia, joins me on the show. And Horry, we're here to talk about three young women in particular who are about to embark on a trip to Chile for the Junior World Cup. But before we dive into that, mate, how important is a tournament like this for the development of some of our best young players?
It's a fantastic opportunity. I mean, as you know, Orch, it's the start of your journey for a lot of the athletes. It's the ability to play international competition, which on the women's side, we don't get to have those opportunities as often as the men. They have Johor every year where, you get 5 or 6 different international countries. There's no sort of competition like that close to us for the female side. But, we're looking at opportunities next year. Is India an option for us to go? Having tournaments here, 4 or 5 nations here as well in Australia. We're trying to look at all those sort of things. We've got an under-23 tour next year to Europe, which will be good for the group, for this junior group, and those that are just aged out. But look, it's such a fantastic opportunity just to play international competition, and we've got a really good pool of Holland, Chile, and South Africa. So we've got 3 different styles of play we're going to come up against, and then we're either going to come up against Argentina, Korea, or Spain. So there's a real influx of different styles of play.
Well, it sounds exciting, mate. Honestly, salivating. I never got the opportunity to go to a Junior World Cup. Wasn't good enough at my age, but I really envy these youngsters because it's going to be one of the times of their lives, mate. Let's talk about 3 of them in particular. We'll start with Hannah Cullum-Sanders. She's a live wire forward from Queensland. She burst onto the scene, mate, during the JDH Hockey One last year with some electric play. What qualities do you like most about Hannah?
You touched on her speed. She's unpredictable at times. She's very, very quick to get on the ball. Loves a tommer. We're trying to develop a little bit of both the tommer and on the flat as well. And I must admit, the last couple of tours we've had or matches we've had, Hannah's hit a few goals on the forestick as well. So she's really developed that balance now. She dives in front of goal, has that tenacity, give me the ball, want it, and want to be on the scoreboard. Interesting enough, her and I are both from the same little country town, born in Maryborough in Queensland. So there seems to be developing some good strikers and good players coming out of there at the moment.
I love it, mate. It's maybe one to just tuck under your wing. I remember doing a lot of goal scoring work with you, Horry, when I first arrived in Perth with the national program. It's a really difficult area to make vast improvement. I think there's so many little intricacies about it that make it such a difficult part of playing that people don't understand. Finding space, shot selection, working for your teammates in the attacking circle. What sort of things are you trying to develop with Hannah moving forward to the Junior World Cup, and what do you hope to see the growth, I guess, in her game?
Yeah, I think it's a circle craft. So we talk about, rather than just goal scoring, we talk about the circle craft. So as you said, it's manipulating defenders, getting on the backside of them, so they have to check to see where you are all the time. The timing of the leads is important. Also, the timing of the traps. A little bit different now, as you know, with the no offside. Your back's to goal probably more often now than being on the side. So from that point of view, it's practicing a lot of squeeze shots, off balance, deflections. Those sort of shots, I think, are probably become more relevant now. And the tommer, God, mate, in the end, you can't take it away. Most goals are scored off the tommer these days. So it is a skill, and that's something that Hannah brings, is she does have a really good weapon on that side. And she's a dynamic mover in that circle, and it's the connections with her teammates. And I think that's the hardest thing for us, I think, getting away, because we haven't played a lot together. And, developing those relationships with your teammates to know, that when you receive the ball, they're going to give you space to have a one-on-one, or there's the left foot option to give and get. Those sort of things, I think, is where we want to try and get in the first 4 days we're there, where we've got 3 training sessions and 2 practice games before we play the Dutch. So it'll be a good learning experience for me to see how we go in those first few days.
Gee, you're showing your age there, Horry, talking about offside. It's phenomenal to think that was part of the game, and I just would have loved to have been around, because it adds such a dynamic element to the sport, which, of course, we're probably not going to see again. But just interesting, mate, talking about the tomahawk. Is there an over-reliance, I guess, on that in younger players? Is that what you're maybe leaning towards here, and knowing that, well, for me personally, it's an easier ball to hit on the reverse. I feel more comfortable doing it, which sounds ridiculous. You wouldn't have scored many Tomah goals in your day, would you?
I didn't use the we were upright reverse, mate. No Thomas.
Yeah, real skill. I was just going to say it's an interesting development in the sport. We're seeing a lot of aerials now. You see a lot of kids practicing throwing aerials, a lot of kids practicing drag flicking. A lot of kids will roll to the Tomah, but the upright forehand hit is a lost art. Do you feel that's the case?
Yeah, I think it is a little bit. I think for me, I think the turf has probably, because they're slap hitting now, the sleep, as we know. For me, that's easier to do than upright hit and use your wrist. And I think it's because, well, as you know, in the early my days, you played on grass, so you had to learn to upright hit. Whereas I think, yeah, that is a lost art. It's something that's being developed more and more within the NAP programs. I know we talk about it a lot, trying to get the balance of upright versus slap hit, the time it takes to get down low to slide, slap hit, slider. So you look at that, it's probably they've developed the disguise and the slider, whereas the upright hit, as you know, it's quicker and you can look there and hit back across the grain. Whereas now you've got the slider that I think the defenders and even the forwards are developing as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. It just makes it difficult for defenders, I reckon, the upright hit. But anyway, discussion for another time. Hey, let's move on to Maddie Brooks, a Tassie midfielder who I think first Tasmanian Hockey Roo since 2015 when she made her debut in the Pro League, which is just awesome because we love to see all of our states represented. She's had a pretty tough Hockey One tournament just based on the fact that Tassie don't have a lot of depth in their squad, but sometimes that can be the making of players. Horry, what do you like most about Maddie?
Yeah, again, she's a really good midfielder, good thinker, good skills, good elimination skills, very good elimination skills. She's got the little squeeze jink, left to right. She can see a pass 30, 40 metres away. And here's the Tomah where it becomes ineffective or very effective for her, is she's able to see the striker in the middle of the circle from 40 metres away and can pull the board to her left and go whack. You know, that's a class thing to be able to have that vision and awareness. She also has the ability to eliminate in tight situations with numbers around her and then come out of it cleanly. And great work ethic, never say die attitude, doesn't like to lose, which is really good attributes from her as well. Good goal shot, again, very good Tomah, and not a bad on the flat as well. She has that ability, and she's another one of those midfielders that doesn't mind getting close to goal to put the ball in the 1% is just the deflections in front of goal as well.
It's such a great quality. If you're a midfielder that can get forward and score goals, you're almost worth your weight in gold. I'm interested in where she maybe fits in to the Hockey Roos program moving forward. There's a bunch of pretty good central mids at the moment. Caitlin Nobbs is in there. Claire Colwell has shown her development. Jane Claxton, of course, has been around for a while. Where does Maddie Brooks fit maybe beyond the Junior World Cup? And does she have the capability of playing as an attacking mid? Is it maybe an outside half? Or do you think she's better off just right in the guts?
Well, she'll play AM for us at the Junior World Cup, so she'll be an attacking mid. She also has played as a striker, and she's a good target up front for us because good basic skills, good awareness. I'm not sure whether you're aware, but she was also played quite a lot of cricket, so good hand-eye, good on the post for corner defence as well. Just has that ability to, I suppose, stick the trap, bang on the end of the stick, or if you want to do a deflection or a leg glance, then Maddie's that sort of player. She has that ability. I think she could play a DM eventually, but at the moment, while she's learning a craft, very much an attacking midfielder because of her awareness of passing options. Like, she's very good at setting up her teammates, and very good defensively and getting in good lines and good positions, and that hard-nosed tenacity in the midfield to win those battles.
Yeah, love that. It's a good message as well, Horry, for youngsters out there who are trying to develop their game. If you can get a corner skill, whether it be a postie, whether it be a first runner, which has become so important, even the shootouts and the one-on-ones, right? It can be something that maybe tips the selection in your favour when you get to these sort of tournaments. Grace Young's another one who I love watching, mate. She's a real live wire for New South Wales and for the Australian system. What does she bring to the Jillaroos, and what are you hoping she can achieve during the Junior World Cup?
You touched on it. I mean, she's unpredictable with the ball. She's quick. She's dynamic. She's a very good presser, so she can read the game very well and steal the ball either through intercepts or through tackles. She's at you the whole time. She's never going to be. She's relentless to win the ball back. Has a good passing repertoire. She has the ability to break lines, so she can eliminate you and then bang, she's off 5 meters, 6 meters, 10 meters, very, very quick, and then being able to set up her teammates from there. And then when it's turned over, she also has that athleticism to be able to get back, make the intercept, win the ball back, those sort of things. So, and again, a tenacious player, hates to lose, particularly one-on-one battles. And so that's really good for us to have in the middle of the pitch. I think you'll see her create quite a lot of opportunities, not just for other players, but also for herself, because she has that 5 meter acceleration with the ball and without the ball. So yeah, looking forward to seeing some of the battles that she's going to have against some really good quality opposition. As you know, the DMs, normally the really good thinkers, the really good players in the teams have learnt that skill over time, because they're on the ball a hell of a lot more than the other players.
Yeah, one to watch for sure. Horry, just last one before I let you go, mate. The team itself, coached by Stacey Australian, they've done a really good job, it seems, from the outside of developing the culture and making this journey really one to remember, I guess. For the girls, we saw the trip to Uluru and some different learnings around that sort of thing. What have you taken as someone watching along from the side, and what do you hope that they take out of this trip, apart from obviously trying to win the Junior World Cup? It's more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I think that's probably what I've learned from Stacey on the last 12 months on the journey along with her is around the culture side, the empathy, more of getting to know the athlete, getting to know each other very, very well. And, one of the catch cries of Stacey is everybody's different, and you got to embrace that. I think, I can't remember the exact comment, but it's like, bring your weirdness, and that's okay. And everybody's got to understand that everybody has a little bit different way they have their personalities. So I think that's been really good. And I know Stacey wants, whatever happens in the results, she wants the players to have had an enjoyable time, getting to know your teammates, little subgroups she's put together, making sure that, all those off-field things are enjoyed. And don't get me wrong, she still wants to win. And make sure, she wants to. Our goal is to be the first Jillaroos team to win a gold medal. And as you know, it's never easy, but we want to set the bar high so we can set our standards high as well. But while we're going on the journey, really enjoying it.
I love it, mate. It's what it's all about. At the end of the day, win, lose, or draw, they're going to come back from that trip, hopefully better young women as well as better young players. So really looking forward to seeing what they can achieve. And mate, honestly, it's always great to talk to you. We don't do it enough because you've got a great mind. You've done so much for hockey, both here and abroad. So thanks for jumping on and sharing some of the details about some of these wonderful young players, mate.
No, pleasure, mate. And the mind might be going. Hey, it's good. It's catching up with me now. I keep forgetting. Someone will remind me what happened 10 years ago, and I go, I can't remember that one.
It's true, mate. It's happening to all of us. But, mate, look, good to see a smile on your face. And, again, I hear they're building a statue of you at the front of Adelaide after the success you had.
No,
so
that's
good
rule,
on you, mate.
rule.
Or Rule or you, whoever it was great to watch. Well done.